So today for book time, we will be reading Silly Sally by Audrey Wood. And I chose this book because I noticed that the words Silly Sally has the same beginning sound with the letter S, Silly Sally. And I was wondering if maybe there'll be some other words to have the same beginning sounds like Silly Sally. So looking at the cover of this page, what do you think this book will be about? Silly Sally by Audrey Wood. Silly Sally went to town, walking backwards, upside down. Did you notice any rhyming words? So town and down are rhyming words because they have the same ending. Town, down. On the way, she met a pig, a silly pig. They danced a jig. Silly Sally went to town, dancing backwards, upside down. On the way, she met a dog, a silly dog. So Sally met a pig who danced a jig, and now she's meeting a dog. So I wonder what the dog is going to be doing. They played leapfrog. So the dog played leapfrog. And do you notice anything about the words dog and leapfrog? That's right, they both rhyme. And I was wondering, so leapfrog rhymes with dog. So I'm wondering, do you know any other words that might rhyme with dog? So one word that pops up in my mind is log. Dog, log. Silly Sally went to town, leaping backwards, upside down. So I noticed that at first, Silly Sally was walking to town. Then after she met the pig, she was dancing to town. And now she's leaping into town. On the way, she met a loon, a silly loon, that sang a tune. Silly Sally went to town, singing backwards, upside down. So now they are singing as they go into town. First she was walking, then they were dancing, then they were leaping, and now they are singing into town. On the way, she met a sheep, a silly sheep. So what do you think the sheep is doing? What is Silly Sally and the sheep doing? It looks like they're sleeping, right? Because Silly Sally is upside down and her eyes are closed. And the sheep is also leaning against her. They fell asleep. Now, how did Sally get to town sleeping backwards, upside down? Along came Nettie Buttercup, walking forwards, right side up. I wonder what you think Nettie Buttercup's gonna do when he sees Silly Sally, the pig, the dog, the loon, and the sheep. Let's find out. He tickled the pig who danced a jig. He tickled the dog who played leapfrog. He tickled the loon who sang a tune. He tickled the sheep who fell asleep. He tickled Sally who woke right up. She tickled Nettie Buttercup. And that's how Sally got to town. Walking backwards, upside down. And not only was she walking upside down, but so her, Nettie Buttercup, the pig, the dog, the sheep, the loon, they were all walking back into town backwards, upside down. But what do you notice about the townspeople in this picture? They are also upside down, walking backwards, upside down. So that's the end of our book, Silly Sally by Audrey Wood. So Silly Sally comes upon different animals on her trip to town when she's walking backwards, upside down. And as she meets these different animals, they show her something that she can do, and she begins doing the same thing that they're doing. So I wonder if you noticed any rhyming words as I was reading this book. And I wonder what you think the townspeople thought of Silly Sally and all of the animals who were walking backwards, upside down. I know if that was me, if I was one of the townspeople and I saw that, I would think, oh my goodness, there's a lady walking upside down, backwards and upside down, and the animals are walking backwards, upside down too. I would think that's crazy to see. So I wonder what's something you can do that rhymes or starts with the first letter of your name, the first letter sound of your name. So like Miss Mora does the moonwalk. So tell us and show us that word on Flipgrid, and we look forward to seeing your videos.